Welcome to the Harris Mountains Heli-Ski safety video. Listen up, because this video contains important safety information. The video has 3 important safety messages: helicopter safety, guiding safety, and avalanche rescue. The helicopters we use are specially suited to alpine flying. As with all aircraft, smoking is not permitted and dangerous goods must not be carried. Loose items in helicopters are a dangerous combination. Before we enter or exit the helicopter, it is essential that all loose items are secured. This means that ball caps are off and inside your clothing. If for any reason an item blows away, let it go. Inform your guide and they will retrieve it when the helicopter has gone. The seatbelts are a standard airline seatbelt. They must be fitted snug around the hips and worn at all times. When sitting down, it helps to hold up the seatbelt for the person following you into the aircraft. In the unlikely event of an accident, there is safety equipment stored on the helicopter. The emergency locator beacon switch is in the middle of the dashboard and can be activated manually. There is an axe and fire extinguisher under the pilot's seat. There is a first aid kit on the floor in front of the guide's seat. In an emergency, you might not be able to exit using the door handle. In this case, the front door can be opened by releasing the safety plate and pulling the handle up. The door will fall away. You can exit the rear seat by pushing hard on the window of the rear doors. The use of iPads, selfie sticks and drones is not allowed. During the day, the helicopter comes to us and leaves us. When working around the helicopter, there is one safe area. This is crouched in a kneeling position down around the guide's pack, visible to the pilot, close to the helicopter, and clear of the main rotor area. Generally, the helicopter will land next to you. The guide will then motion you to board. Your guide will handle all equipment indoors. Please do not attempt to help unless the guide has specifically asked you to do so. When we land at the top of the run, your guide will exit the helicopter first and close the door. At this time, you should undo your seatbelt and prepare to exit. The guide will then open the door and motion you to exit. Go directly to the pack and stay in this position until the helicopter has departed and the guide has directed you to stand up. If we are landing on uneven ground, the rotor can become dangerously low. Likewise, the back of the helicopter is also a danger area and out of bounds. Do not move behind the rear door. Do not move away until your guide has familiarized you with the area. At the top of the first run, the guide will give you a safety briefing on how you're going to move together through the terrain. Always stop above the guide. Crossed poles mean to stop. Waving poles mean slow down or take care. Poles waved to one side or the other indicate the direction you should follow. Always make sure you can see below. If skiing over a rollover, slow down and check it is safe. If the guide says nothing, just follow at your own pace, spread out either side of the existing tracks, and enjoy. If there are particular hazards to be avoided, the guide will identify these and may give more specific instructions. These might be ski to the left or right of the track, ski one at a time, or ski a certain amount of meters apart. Always keep an eye on your fellow skiers. Don't ride too closely to each other, and stop to give assistance if someone falls. Though avalanches occur infrequently, it is important to be aware that we are skiing in avalanche terrain. We therefore need to know the basics of avalanche rescue. All guests are issued with an avalanche transceiver, and all groups ski with a guest pack that includes a radio, shovel, probe, and instructions for what to do in an emergency. Your guide will train you in the use of this equipment and advise you on the avalanche danger rating for the day. The avalanche transceiver must be worn on the body under your outer layer and never taken off or tampered with during the day. Transceivers must be turned on using the red switch and checked for battery strength by reading the percentage number that comes up on the screen. Phones should be switched to flight mode, no Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Similarly, GoPro cameras should have the Wi-Fi function turned off. If an avalanche does occur and you're involved in it, yell avalanche. Try to immediately ski out to the sides of the avalanche towards the non-moving snow. If on skis, get rid of your ski poles. If you are caught by the avalanche, try to stay on the surface of the snow using a swimming motion. If you are still under the snow as the avalanche comes to a halt, hold your arm over your mouth and keep your mouth closed to ensure you still have an airway. If you witness an avalanche, also yell avalanche! Avalanche! Watch carefully the location of anyone involved in the avalanche. If the person caught does not end up on the surface, you must initiate a transceiver rescue. Whoever has the guest pack opens it up and gets the radio and emergency instructions out. Follow the instructions to make an emergency radio call to the helicopter and other guides. Gather all of the group not caught in the avalanche in one place and switch your transceiver units to search. Ensure the whole group makes the switch and check each other's units. Establish the last seen point of the person caught in the slide. Spread out across the slope, no more than 20 meters apart. Move together down the avalanche path. When your search takes you to within range of the buried person, approximately 40 meters, a number and a directional arrow will appear in the screen of your transceiver. Follow the direction of the arrow and ensure the number keeps decreasing. Move quickly, but do not rush. When your screen reads 10 meters, stop, pause, and now move more slowly in the direction of the arrows. We're now moving from directional mode to a grid search, trying to isolate the square of snow the person is buried under. Systematically identify the lowest reading in the transceiver. While one team member continues with the find search, the others should assemble the probe and shovel in the guest pack. When you are satisfied you have located the closest signal, start probing the slope systematically with the probe at right angles to the slope. If you strike the buried person, leave the probe in as a marker and start to dig. If the person is buried less than a meter, dig straight down the probe. If they are deeper than a meter, come downhill 1.5 times the distance of the burial and dig up towards the probe. Dig fast and swap out frequently whilst digging. Your priority is to find and free the person's airway. By this time, another guide should have arrived at the scene and will be able to assist with the extraction of the buried person and any medical care required. Thanks for watching our safety video. Most importantly, have a great day out there.